Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to another Public Speaking Expert podcast. My name is Elliot Kay, and I am here every Monday. See, I did the Elliot Kay here every Monday, except this is the last official recording of the year. So next Monday, I'm not going to be there. But if you're listening to this on any of the chosen channels, any of the podcast hosting channels, it doesn't matter because you're going to hear this when we release it. But for those of you watching live on YouTube or LinkedIn, I'm Elliot Kay and I'm here every Monday, and I'll be back every Monday as of the New Year's Day. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to another recording of the Public Speaking Expert podcast, where we cover the different aspects of speaking, delivery, psychology, what it takes to go out there, not only be a great speaker, but to speak greatness. And I'm here today to talk about the top trending topics for 2023. Woohoo! 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 That's right, the top trending topics for 2023. So I've done research, sat there for hours, trolling through websites over websites over websites over websites. Oh, all these websites I've been trolling, reading, and I've picked out the common denominators that appear to be across the board as the top trending topics for 2023. I just realized my mic is very low, so I hope you can hear me okay throughout. But let's look at what Forbes said were the top five trending topics when it came, no, top three trending topics when it came to 2022. So this is according to Forbes. They said that the top trending topic for 2022 is going to be mental health and mindset speakers. The second one was diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the next one is the future of work speakers. Isn't that very interesting? So we had mental health, because obviously turn of last year was just a year into coming out of the pandemic. We're still seeing the effects of that, and mental mindset speakers. So that was big, 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 according to Forbes. Then diversity, right? Equality and inclusion, and then of course future of work speakers. So it's very interesting to see, actually, having trolled through hundreds and hundreds and thousands of websites, to see actually what has come into play now and what they predict to be the trending topics for 2023. So grab a pencil. Does anyone still use pencils? Grab a pen, grab your phone, whatever, you take notes out, because this is according to various sources like Socialnomics and various sources such as the All American Speaking Association and all these variety of websites I looked at, Forbes, that are going to be trending topics. They're they're not in a particular order, by the way, just so you're aware of that. They're not in a particular order, but these are the top trending topics that I came across. And as you're listening to them, jot them down and see if, of course, if it can help you in any way get booked. And we would love to. What's very interesting, before I go into them, is we run a not an agency, we run a service where we help speakers get booked. And what we found internally is those speakers that have been most demand have been in the customer service place. Isn't that interesting? The customer service space, as in customer acquisition, maintaining customer retention, all this kind of stuff has been massively, massively popular, right? In work, in our experience, which is fascinating, because I didn't think there'd be that much in demand, but they are. So let's have a look at this. So again, up there, diversity, inclusion, massive trending topic as a speaker next year, still up there, rightly so. And what's nice to see is the diversity in itself is expanding to things like autism, and to just, dyslexia and things like that. That is actually widened its whole, what comes under diversity and inclusion, disability speaking, things like that is in there as well. The other one that seems to have popped up is speaking on science related issues such as AI or technology, right? Science and technology, AI. What's the workplace going to look like in the future versus what it looks like now? You could say that falls under futuristic speaker, right? But it also falls under technology. How's technology going to impact the workplace? The other ones that really fall highly, of course, the leadership is still up there, innovation is up there. Now, something that's popped up that I haven't seen for a while under its own little heading is focus, right? And that's quite interesting for 2023, because if you think how distracted we are, it's literally falling under its own category. So one of the key areas, if you're a speaker, is to look for Well, put yourself forward in the focus. Like, I help people focus, I help teams focus, I help you focus on income, I help you focus on growth, I help you focus on scale. That has popped up quite massively when I've done the research. So focus is a big one. The other one that's come up is emotional balance and inclusion, which is quite interesting. The emotional balance has popped up because, again, coming out of the pandemic, some people still working from home. The whole area of creating a safe space for people to express themselves, that people aren't overworked, underworked, but emotionally able to cope with the demands of modern day workplace. So that's quite interesting. And also to feel included emotionally, that actually not feeling okay is okay, that mental health issues is okay. So that level of inclusion as well. Digital transformation is up there, right? I mean, that's been ongoing for a very, very long time. So if you're in the digital transformation area, well, you're up there, it's popping up again. And environmental responsibility is another topic that's come up for 2023. And of course, that's the forefront of a lot of our thinking, a lot of our doing. And it is up there. People want speakers around environmental responsibility, taking responsibility, being greener. What can we do in the workplace? How can we reduce things? How can we maximize things? How can we recycle better? How can we upcycle better? All those kind of aspects go into it as well. How trees can massively impact our working environment, our productivity, all those elements are really up there, right? So I just want you to keep in mind the environmental responsibility is one of the key expected topics for 2023. Human rights, interestingly enough, has come onto the kind of trending topics. Human rights, whether it be around the world or whether they'll be speaking out and campaigning for a certain area, that is taking a bit of a demand. So quite a bit of increase when it comes down to it, because I guess what's going on in the world right now means human rights are being challenged, are being violated with the World Cup in Qatar, depending when you're listening to this, which is just finishing up as we're speaking, or finished by the time you listen to it. Human rights is the forefront. And of course, global economics, and depending on where you are, also is a big part of that. So global economics, US economics, or local economics has seen an increase in demand. So those are key topics for you to really, really think about repositioning yourself or retargeting your speaking. I'll go through it again, right? Because I have noticed an increase in some of these areas, having worked with speakers, having helped them get ready for keynotes or for signature talks, or even in terms of how they market themselves, I've noticed an increase. So if you think the top three, according to Forbes, are mental health and mindset, diversity, equality, and inclusion, and then the future of work speakers, it seems like the future of work speakers has maintained that. Diversity is up there and should always be up there. And what is interesting is mental health seems to kind of branched out a bit. Mindset doesn't appear to appear as much, right? So if we look at it, diversity inclusion is still up there. Science stroke technology type talks, AI, the future of workplace because of technology. What does it look like? Will AI replace humans? That is one of the upcoming trends again, because technology becoming more and more and more embedded in our lives. That's up there. Leadership, innovation, focus. Focus is an interesting one, right? Focus, not mindset, focus. So that's an interesting one. Emotional balance and inclusion is there. Digital transformation is there. Environmental responsibility, human rights, US and global economics, as well as your local economics. All of these are the key areas that appear to be popping up. Now, again, I've done loads of research, but the two that kind of stick in mind is socialeconomics.net and All American Speaking. They're very interesting. That's where some of the information was really clearly listed. And when I was looking for what are the top trends, I thought they were very clear with that as well. Here's what's really important when now you've listened to this list, right? What's really important here is to absolutely tailor your targeting so you can fit into the trends. Now, of course, there might be other trends, and I'll keep an eye out, and I'll gladly, as soon as I hear about them, we'll share other trends with you. But to make sure that your speaking assets show you off to be a speaker in that space, especially if you want to really own them, if you really want to be that person in your space, then I would make sure that you absolutely right are positioned right. Hey, Ryan, how are you, buddy? What's the difference between a specialist talk and a keynote? Nicole, I'll come to that in a minute, right? So here's the key: make sure your assets position you right. Okay, that's really important. That whatever your speaker reel and your one pager and your LinkedIn and your website, that they match. There's no point applying for them. Obviously, we also run an alert service, right? We run an alert service on giggetters.com/alerts. And if you sign up, now there's so much you could apply for, right? But you got to get focused, because once you apply for something, then they're going to check out what you submit. And then if the submit isn't congruent or consistent, then you lose credibility, right? So that's what's really, make sure there's a theme, there's a consistency, that you're able to thread the whole narrative throughout what you submit. What's the difference between a keynote and a specialist talk? Specialist talk, you can be booked at most environments. That just came in via LinkedIn, by the way. So I can invite you to a specialist talk at a workshop, at a conference, at an event. You're not the opener or the closer, or are you? You're not necessarily the person that's the main speaker or the closer. So a keynote, technically speaking, is an opener or closer, someone of importance, someone, I'm not saying you're not important, Nicole, by the way, but there's someone that will have when you're booked for a keynote, right? They have status, they have credibility, they have all the above. Specialist presentation is really, you're pulled in because of your expertise and because of your specialism, but you won't necessarily be listed or invited as the keynote speaker or a keynote speaker. I hope that helps. Yeah. Focus is important. So many things, especially to be productive and not end up overwhelmed. Absolutely, Claudia. So true. And that's your expertise. So as you see, as we're recording this, lots of people are sending us messages. So if you're listening to the recording on one of the podcasting platforms, then that is what's going on. People are sending us messages as well. And if you want to send a message, say hello or ask me a question, please do. Remember to like, subscribe, and of course, leave us a comment on all podcasting platforms or whichever one you choose, because this happens every Saturday, release a new episode. So do make sure you like, subscribe us on platforms besides LinkedIn. So as I was saying, I've listed out the topics, right, that are up 23. Do make sure that your one pager is up to date. You've got to update it every 6 months if you're a regular speaker. Make sure your show reel reflects what you're putting yourself out there. So if you are going to put yourself in any of those trending topics, make sure that your show reel reflects it. Make sure your website reflects it. Make sure that your whole collateral reflects it. So therefore, it's easier to choose you and book you above all the other speakers. I know what a lot of speakers do is they have their show reel, they have their one pager, they have their website, and they try and squeeze it in. You can work and sometimes you get through the door, but otherwise, in other instances, what I suggest you do is just tweak it, update it, and tailor it. So that way they go, okay, let's talk to the speaker, let's book them, let's pay them. So have a look, have a listen, right, of all the trends that are up and coming. Make sure you apply, that you're on the mark, you've got everything in line, and therefore you're more likely to get chosen in 2023 for your expertise, for the fee you want to get paid in front of the audience you want to speak in front of. If we can help with that, reach out to us. You can send us a message here on LinkedIn, or send us a message via the website. If you're listening, send us a message via whatever channel you want. You can send us a message and we'll gladly support you. If you want to find out more about the Gig Getters alert service, just drop me a line. I'll gladly send that to you. And of course, if you're listening to this pre 2023, I wish you a happy and festive season. If you're listening to this post and it's already 2023, check out the trending the topics. Go out there, get booked, be seen, be heard, and always, always be more giraffe. Till the next time, people, this has been a fun year. Loved it. I've loved recording this. I will be back in 2023, January, with our next live recording. And if you're listening to this on recording, then thank you for 2022, and please carry on with us 2023, because we love doing what we're doing. Till next time, this has been Public Speaking Expert Podcast. I will see you soon. My name is Elliot Kay. Go out there and be more giraffe.